thank you for letting me be here today. I want to say a couple of things before I kind of get into the guts of this speech. But I want to, first of all, I want to recognize Yves and say thank you to him. So many of you may know that the Travis County Democratic Party every year gives an award that has my name on it, and so I get to pick the person that gets that award. And it's called the Kirk Watson Public Service Award, and typically that award, it's never gone to an elected official. It always goes to folks that are doing the work on a day-to-day basis, and typically it's always gone to somebody that's working in government as an employee of the government in one way or another. This is the first year that we've given it to someone that is a volunteer and an activist, and I'm very pleased that Yves won the award this year. So. I think I'm going to put on my resume that he got the award, right? So I also want to say thank you for having a summit where we do talk about affordability first, and that's been kind of a mantra of mine, is affordability first, but we talk about it on a regional basis. Because, and I'm pleased that my friend Jane is here from Mayor San Marcos. I mean, it's very important that we talk about this on a regional basis because it is a regional issue. So that I appreciate that you're doing that. In addition, I want to say thanks to the city council members and staff that are here. I know I've seen Councilmember Alter here. I've seen staff from Councilmember Cadre and Councilmember Harper Madison's office. I'm sure there are others that I just haven't seen. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the city council in just a second. But I want to say a special thanks to them. And of course, Mike, thanks again for that very nice introduction. Now, having done that, let me start in earnest by saying to the people in this room that I would like to start by saying thank you. Thank you for being here on a Friday morning to talk about affordability and regionalism. But I've also want to say thank you because we have done so much together during these past 2 years in order to create more and to create different kinds of housing in Austin, Texas. And that simply would not have been possible. It couldn't have happened without people like you who did the hard work to lay the foundation for some really good policy making by the Austin City Council. I can tell you for certain that Austin, Texas is in the vanguard of the national housing discussion, and cities all across this country right now have been looking to us for ideas about how to address their own affordability challenges. Boston, Philadelphia, Dallas, San Antonio have all reached out asking in one form of this question or another, how the hell are you doing this? The United States Conference of Mayors, which I'm a part of and part of the leadership group there, consistently looks to Austin as a place now that is an example. I noticed I get all these different things for news feeds, and I got one just this morning where the Comptroller of Public Accounts, soon to be the Chancellor of the Texas A&M University system, that didn't get a single whoop. That's pretty good. Good. Thank you all for something else. But Glenn Hager put out an opinion piece where he's talking about the need for affordable housing. The George W. Bush Institute just mentioned Austin in one of its reports. There are some folks at the state capitol that you would not expect to be singing from the Austin Urbanist Hymnal. And don't forget that good old J.D. Vance, I can't remember what office he has, but J.D. Vance, good old J.D. Vance was saying positive things about Austin's housing policy. Think about that. Your big vision approach, your approach to land use and housing is now helping to shape the conversation about affordability far beyond Austin, Texas. So I hope you take pride in what our community has accomplished so far, because I do. I'm very proud of what we're doing. And I want to say thank you for helping me, for advising me, for encouraging me as I have tried to lead, and for letting me be a part of this success. Heck, just yesterday, we did something with regard to single stairway that people said wouldn't be able to happen in Austin, Texas. So thank you all very much. So let me run through a couple of other thoughts. We talk about affordability in Austin, and we talk about it for good reason. It affects just about everyone every day in some way, though not everyone in the same way, of course. Housing affordability is a priority for our teachers, nurses, child care providers, EMS personnel, wait staff at our favorite restaurants, musicians, artists, just about all of the folks that positively add to our quality of life in this region. And for young people just beginning to make a life here, their dream of owning a home is just that, a dream for someday, or maybe someplace, maybe far away. During South by Southwest, I spoke on a housing panel with the chief economist from Realtor.com and some others, and I talked about what is a foundational premise of my way of thinking, a premise for me about how we talk about affordability. And it focuses on generational fairness. It's the notion of generational fairness. According to a recent Realtor.com report, young households have been hit the hardest by the housing shortage. And buying a home on a typical early to mid-career salary has become increasingly infeasible. So I think about when Liz and I, my wife and I, first arrived in Austin, Texas in 1981, fresh out of school. We were in our early 20s. We fell in love with the town, and within about 3 months, we were looking at each other and asking ourselves, is there any way we can make a living here? Now, Austin, Texas in 1981, and making a living in Austin, Texas in 1981 was different than in 2025. And the question was, can we make a living here? I just graduated, did pretty well in law school, and at Baylor Law School, and we thought we were going to end up in North Texas because that's where we grew up and where our parents were. We thought we'd end back up there, but we got down here, and you know, the University of Texas has that little law factory over there, and everybody wanted to stay, and salaries, and how do you make a living? That applied across the board. On any given night, on any given Saturday night, when I was at some club watching music, the person playing bass guitar in that rock and roll band probably had an engineering degree from the University of Texas, but not a job in engineering, because making a living in Austin was different. And we asked Liz and I said, can we make a living here? We want to be able to stay here. And very quickly, we were able to cobble together a little bit of money, and guess what? We could afford to buy a home. Now, we were living in a triplex. Think about that. We were living in a triplex that we could afford, and then we were able to buy our first home. And I will tell you, that was a key to keeping us in Austin. We were able to stay here. And that has happened for generations and decades in Austin. People have been able to fall in love with the city, say, I want to stay here, and then find a way to stay here. It's what has made Austin, Austin. The ability to embrace the new and the new change that comes along. Today, even though there's a lot more economic opportunity and ways to make a living, young people are no longer automatically staying because they're confronted with a different question. Can I make a life in Austin? The younger folks, whether they've just arrived or they grew up in Austin and they want to stay near their family, are clearly telling us what they need so that they can make their lives in Austin and in this region. If Austin doesn't have the housing where younger people can get started, they will go elsewhere or they won't come here at all. And folks, that would be a travesty. I get asked all the time, Mayor, how do we keep Austin, Austin? Well, I will tell you, The only way for us to keep Austin Austin is for us to keep Austin affordable so that the young people can stay here or they will come here. Thank you. I don't want to think about a future Austin, Texas without all the youthful energy and the ideas that make this place fun and interesting and ever-changing. Affordability. Affordability is the key to Austin being a complete city, a place where anyone can make a life and add their own interesting energy and ideas, their talents, their flavors, and all of us in Austin are richer for that. So that is why I am so passionate about this. Generational fairness. We cannot be a city where I got mine, now you get yours, sucker. We have to be a city that focuses on the fairness from one generation to the next. So I end by saying we're focused on affordability in housing. We're focused on affordability when it comes to employment, and that's what the Austin Infrastructure Academy is about. I could give you a whole speech on that as well. We are focused on a vision of affordability in Austin and in this region. That is why you're here, and I deeply appreciate it. So let me say once again, thank you for letting me be a part of this. I'll say this too. If you can't tell, I kind of like this shit. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. Thank you for letting me be your mayor. God bless you all. Have a great day.